motion, I'ma get it, you know I be on the way. Yeah.
It's turned out to be that I've become quite an avoided fighter. My brother Sonny Edwards is flyweight IBF world champion, and he's made it clear, like I've been calling people out. I called Cal Yafai out in the last fight and it didn't seem to materialise. He went off to America to fight Rodriguez and got knocked out in a round. So that's another potential fight out there for me. I don't see many people jumping and running towards him, and I'm open to them conversations and I'm open to making a fight with him. I think it could make perfect sense for me to go in after Cal, after him being knocked out on the big stage, and it would just kind of carry on that storyline, you know. It will put that fight between me and Cal to bed, and I'll prove that I am the better fighter by beating Rodriguez. He's in the WBA in the top 15. It could be a perfect fight to then go on to fight Takam Inoue, Inoue's brother, who was the ruler of the bantamweight division, who unified all the titles. And so the WBA route could be a possible route that we take. I'm also ranked in the top 15 in the WBC organisation, where I formerly held the flyweight world title, where I was undefeated, and I vacated the title and moved up 2 weight divisions. The champion at that weight is Santiago. He would be another opponent that I would love to get in with and dance with. Obviously I'm ranked 15, so reality is that's not going to be my next fight, and I'll probably have to get myself in a better position, or pray to God, hopefully get voluntary the shot, which could happen. It happened to me before when I beat Christopher Rosales. I was voluntary, did the fight, and then I went on to win it. So it could be another repeat scenario to win a WBC world title, but if not, I've got to take that step by step to get in a position, and a mandatory position, which, to be honest, I think it will be more likely that I will have to do right now, because I am a high risk for any fighter. I'm a great fighter, I'm an awkward fighter, I'm super fit all the time, so I don't really see many fighters actually with that kind of position just giving me an opportunity. So I'll probably have to take the harder route. But there's also Paul Butler, my ex-gym mate, who I've recently, the gym I've just left. We've had a lot, well, I would say we've had a lot of rounds together, but that would be a complete load of BS, because we sparred maximum in 2 years about 3 or 4 times. It was a joke. Like, you'd think 2 world champion fighters in the same weight division would have actually helped one another to become better, but it didn't work like that. I'm not sure if my old trainer didn't like it. I felt like I dominated every round I sparred him, and to be honest, it was too much for him. No disrespect to Paul, he's a nice guy, but we're talking boxing right now, and I believe I've got his number down to the ground, and maybe I was knocking his confidence going into them big fights that he had last year. So I didn't get I'm a world-class fighter. You'd think he would have used me for his sparring. Didn't happen. So that's a potential fight out there. He's a fellow Brit. He's ranked number 7 with the WBC. I'm ranked number 15 with the WBC. He's just recently had a fight against someone who's had 2 wins and 25 losses, called the Batley Bulldog. No disrespect to the guy, but let's be real. If you're talking about chasing a 3 times world champion, you can't say now that I offer you nothing, because if you're taking fights like that just to hold out your activity to keep your world ranking, just with a hope to get a vacant shot or hope just to get a big payday fight, it's a joke, and it's about time to be called out on that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm sitting here, I'm a fellow Brit, we could have a big event, probably a main event somewhere, that British fans, boxing fans would get behind 2 former world champions, Paul being a 2-time bantamweight champion, me being a flyweight champion and moving up to bantamweight. We're both chasing world honours. You'd think it'd make perfect sense for us two to get it on. There's a backline story behind it. We shared the same gym. Yes, we do have respect for each other. I'm not gonna badmouth him badly about that. I'm just calling him out for what it is. This is boxing, and the British public deserve better. My last call out against Cal Yafai didn't happen because he didn't want to fight. So hopefully Paul Butler will want to fight. I believe he's a true fighting man. I believe he will want to fight. I believe it's probably a massive fight for him in Britain, and it makes perfect sense. So we'll see if that can come of something in 2024. But it's a fight that I really wanted and I've always wanted. And to be honest, when he won his interim WBO world title, when Casemiro weren't allowed to fight because he was in the sauna making weight, and I don't know what happened, the British board wouldn't allow it to happen, then he lost his title, and Paul went on to win the interim title to then be upgraded to the real champion after Casemiro got his belt taken off him. I actually was training in the same gym as him at that time, and I actually, on fight week, when I heard Casemiro tried to get out, I actually made contact to try to jump in there last minute with just training ticking over to get an opportunity to fight him, to get an opportunity for the title. At the time, my trainer, I said, listen, we can keep it in-house if you want. And my ex-trainer laughed it off, but I was serious. And it's a fight that I've wanted, I always want. I want to be in big domestic dust-ups, I want to be a part of big events, and ultimately I want to chase world titles, and he's ranked number 7, so why not? It makes perfect sense. And it would be, if he wants a big payday, I'm sure he will get a big payday because it will sell. So we'll see if that comes up in 2024, fingers crossed it will. But yeah, and then there's, on the flip side of things, there's the other world champions that I would like to chase, which is Jason Maloney, another great fighter from Australia. But again, I haven't got the world ranking in that division yet, so I'd have to get that world ranking back. So 2024, I want big fights. Hopefully we can get the bigger fight straight away, because I don't want to waste time. I want to get going, I want to be involved in it. But if we have to try and go get world rankings by getting like international titles and intercontinental titles, then that's what we'll have to do. But I think I've made it pretty clear. I think there are people out there, big names. I've just recently been tweeted by someone saying that Roman Gonzalez, the legend, Chocolatito, wants to fight in the UK, and he either wants to fight me or my brother. So I'm completely open for that fight as well. He's a pound for pound great. He has been. He has been at the top of the pound for pound list as well. And I would love to fight him. I beat his cousin, so for the WBC world title in Christopher Rosales. So maybe he wants to get his family name back, and it would be a big fight, and a big fight in the UK, and one I would be fully confident in, but one I would love and thrive under the pressure and the test to go and beat the old legend and take his scalp.